everybody, back again. Okay, another soap is going to be made today. Today I'm going to make Gym Nightshade soap, which is inspired by Something Wicked This Way Comes. I don't think I've ever put this one on a video before, and I don't think I've actually ever made it before, so that'll be why. I always do one every year, an apple soap called Toffee Moonface, but this year I've decided to call it Gym Nightshade. It's not quite the same blend, it's got the same apple note in there, but it's not the same blend. But I made my little green apples the other day. After I'd done my pumpkin soap, I made some little green apples, which are here. I've got my different lens on at the moment just to show you these bits. But it's this apple crumble, and it's got like kind of like really good rich pastry notes and a very tart apple, and it's a really nice apple. It smells exactly like when you're cooking apple crumble. So I'm going to make that. I'm going to do a swirl of like a tan colour, like a pale tan and cerulean blue, because when you look up Gym Nightshade on Google Images, he's wearing this little Fair Isle jumper, which has got like, or sweater if you're American, we call them jumpers in the UK, a little jumper, and it's like like a brown and teal blue. So I'm going to use those two colours to match his jumper, and then on the top I'm going to do some red blobs and stick my apples into the red blobs. So we'll see how this goes. I'll bring you in a second. I'm just going to go and get my apron on so I don't get all mucky. Okay, ready to mix the lye water into the oils. Feels very autumnal out here in here today. It's because I'm in this little muse. When the afternoon comes, what we are, just gone 4:15. It goes quite dull, and it feels kind of like I'm down a little hole. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Okay, so I'm going to make this base white. And I'm going to use the teal and the brown as my swirl, and then, yeah, it'll be an untextured top. So, I'm going to stick blend for the stick blend fans. Okay, just reached emulsification stage. I don't want to go any further than that because I want to mix up my colours and add the fragrance in a minute. So, swirl colours and my red. For the red, this looks really sort of pink. I hope you can see that there. So it looks pink, but this is Red Riot Mica by Mica Mama and Red Vibrance Mica by Nurture Soap Supplies. So, because I'm working with a slab mould, my swirl colours, I'm going to need a bit more, because I'm going to be making 25 bars of these. So there's my swirl colours, and then my red globules. I'm not going to want too much, maybe say, yeah, about, I'm not even going to need that much. Hold on, you just took a bit out. It's only so the apples can sit on the top, that'll do. That was lucky I didn't mix that. Okay, then the white base. I've just mixed up a little bit of titanium dioxide, so I'm not going to mix these yet. I'm going to leave them to the side so they don't cause me any issues. And then, what am I doing? Get the mould down. When I do the top, I'll bring you in a bit closer if I can. So, what am I doing now? I'm going to want to add my fragrance in a minute. So, yeah, I think what we'll do is get the colour in. So I just don't want this to accelerate. I had an accelerating soap yesterday and it was a bit tricky to work with. I don't want this stark white because it's autumn. I just want cream, which is what I got, thank God. Just a creamy base. go for the teal. Before I add the fragrances in, I'll do it this way. It's still pretty runny. There. Then my tan, which is just cocoa powder. There. And my red, which won't be scented anyway. Just sit on the side until we're ready. So fragrance, majority in there, smidge in there, smidge in there. Just going to use that again. It might go a little bit pink, but that's okay. I'm not sure if this discolours on its own. I think it might a little bit, but maybe just to like a tan colour, which isn't going to be too bad. So it smells so good, honestly. It's really appley, like just like apple crumble. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, can you see? Yes, I'm just going to pour it then, okay? And then I'll bring you in to put the apples on. Don't need to reserve any. So I've been listening to my True Crime Garage podcasts again. There's so many on there that I've got like so many to get through. Today I'm on, what was I just listening to? I'm listening to Mary Pinchot Meyer. But I've only just started it, so I can't really tell you a lot about that one. And I've listened to a few the last couple of days. I've just been busy in here, so it's been keeping me company, and the shop is closed at the moment because I don't have enough stock to be open, because I've had a sale like the last couple of days. There's been a sale going on for autumn just to make room for the Halloween products. So I am not open right now, which is really nice because it means I can just concentrate on my online business rather than the shop. The online business will always bring in more money than the shop does. And it's just because it's been running a long time, and where I am in town is not like busy, and also for a little town I'm pretty niche. It's not like something that people are gonna, you know, buy, especially where I live. It's pretty like there's lots of cheap shops like Poundland and crap like that, so people are used to not spending too much money. So this place is never going to be a little gold mine, I shouldn't think, but that suits me fine because my online customers are the most important to me, not the shop customers. It's just the way it is. It's like, you know, what brings my wages are my online customers, and that's always been the case. It's just nice to have a shop, so any extra money that I make in here is just, it's extra because I never had it before. The rent's as much as the last place. In fact, the rent's cheaper, but I pay like service charges in here. So for like my heating and lighting and all that, I have a bill. And we also pay building insurance. All of us share it, so they're a bill. So it works out about the same as what I was paying before, maybe a little bit more, but this is a lot nicer and it's got a shop front. So anything extra that comes in through this place is a bonus. People are like, oh, how are you doing in here? And it's like, I'm in a position where I can say, luckily, I don't depend on shop sales, because if I did, I'd be closed already, because it's so not busy where I am. But that's great because I like my own space and I like to be by myself a lot. Just being honest. You got to be honest, haven't you? That's just the way it is. Okay, I'm just going to quickly do a quick figure of 8. Not that we need anything here, but add a little bit more interest when we come to put those red dots on and not apples. That's pretty colours. Okay, now I'm going to spin it round because I want, that's going to be my end piece there. Okay, I'm just going to bring you in closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, let's get these blobs on. Okay, so this is the bit I need to cut off. So we're going to work across there. So who watches Shane Dawson on YouTube? I've been watching the Jake Paul thing this morning. I don't really know who Jake Paul is. I thought that Jake Paul, I knew the name Logan Paul, so I've never watched them. And I don't know which one it was that went to the Japanese forest where people kill themselves or whatever it was that he put out there, which I think was horrendous. But was that Jake or was that Logan? I've no idea because I don't follow these people on YouTube, but I do like to watch Shane Dawson and what he puts out there. Only recently, and it was Peter Mon that got me into watching Shane Dawson because I never really bothered before. But he's just done this thing and he's doing a series on Jake Paul, and I thought, I've heard of Logan Paul and I didn't realise they were brothers. But I'm not like a huge... I do watch a lot of YouTube, but I end up watching lots of music and stuff like that. It's like Matt doesn't like things like well, any like talent shows and things like that. And sometimes I like to catch up on them. I like the voice. But I don't like, I'm going to put my apples on now. I don't like X Factor really. I just find it stupid. Simon Cowell really gets on my nerves. Well, he's all right. He is what he is. But yeah, Simon Cowell and all that. I don't really like it very much. And Matt certainly would never watch any singing programmes really. So I like to watch those sorts of things on YouTube because then I can catch up and see who was good. It's like The Voice. I mean, you get some really good people on The Voice. There's been some people that I've just been really blown away by. Usually all the black singers. Who's that one? She sang Drown in My Own Tears and it was just crazy. There was like a young girl that did it as well, but there was Soraya, was that her name? Somebody in the comments tell me. I think her name was Soraya and I watched it. She had like this pink suit on. She was proper gospel, like oh my god, her voice. I love singing like that. Like real, like a real powerhouse voice. I love to hear them sing. And there was a couple on The Voice with oh my god, what the hell, I can't remember her name. The one where Miley was on and Alicia Keys. My god, how could I forget her name? The one with Alicia Keys. I really like it when she's a judge because I love Alicia. And she's got taste. And of course we all love Jay Hurd. I like it when she's on as well. But yeah, there's been some that I just watch. I still watch them now. Like I go back to them and watch them again because some of the auditions were so amazing. And I'm just trying to think of the lady's name that I really, really liked. She sang If I Was Your Woman. Can't remember her blooming name now. That's what happens when you start doing video and you forget what you want to talk about, forget what you want to say and forget people's names. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, here's my little apples. Or as old-fashioned Evesham people where I'm from used to call them, apples. Now, I was going to... No, actually, I was just thinking whether or not to put some glitter on, and I think that maybe that's just alright as it is. I don't want to overkill. So, there we go. We're going to chop this end piece off here, so these should all be pretty much where I want them to be. There. Yeah, it'll be alright. Okay, so that's that. Now the rest of my red, I'm going to make some red apples. I'm just going to put some more of that scent in there and just use them for samples. So I'll be back for the cut tomorrow. Hope you've just been able to bloody see that. See ya. Okay, I'm back to cut. And here's my soap. Looks very nice. I like my apples. So, it's 10:30 in the morning, Thursday. So I've just been out with the dog. I've been to see my mum very quick. And taken a delivery of boxes for packing orders, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. But first, this. Oh yeah, I've been doing some eBay shopping last week, and I bought these trousers by Margaret Howell, which is very expensive to buy if you wanted to buy them new. And I like to get bargains with my clothing. I do buy new clothes, but when it's like a really good pair of designer trousers or a really nice designer sweater or something like that, I like to get things for a bargain. And I'll sort of scan the second-hand shops or thrift stores, as you call them in the States, and I'll look for them that way, or I'll search eBay. And I found these trousers by Margaret Howell. I found 2 pairs. Now normally they're about £200 a pair, or like £125 a pair for their like work chinos. And I've just won 2 pairs. I won 1 pair for I'm just opening my coffee. 1 pair for £6, £6, and 1 pair for £17.99. So what could have probably cost about £250 has cost me less than £25, and they're really nice. And the 1 pair that I've got at home, I'm wearing one of the pairs today. You can't really see. They're like a chino workwear trouser. I've got this brown pair at home, and they're like brand new. Like you can't see any wear in them at all, which is amazing. I love eBay. I love buying stuff off eBay, and like generally you can't really go wrong because people always seem to give you the information that you need. You know, if things are got holes in or whatever, people generally say. So I don't go for things with holes in, but like designer wear, like a lot of people in this country, like you'll get these country women or women who live, especially this area, they buy clothes, like there's a lot of shops in this area that are really expensive, and they'll go out every season and they'll buy their clothes, and then they'll only keep them 1 season and they'll wear them and then sell them. So I think, okay, I'll buy them. Because they've hardly been worn, you know, they might have worn them once or whatever, and I always just think, I'll have those. My apples are a bit off course on that one there, but never mind. But yeah, that's how I buy a lot of my clothing. It's like I go for designer gear and designer brands because I know quality when I see it, but I like to get them at a fraction of the cost. So these pairs of trousers I'm really, really stoked with. Matt came home last night and he was like, what's in the bag? And I said, oh, these trousers I've won on eBay. And then he was like, bloody hell, these are like brand new. That's how I know. This lady obviously worn them like once, twice and washed them, and that was that. I'm going to bring you in a bit closer to see the cut. Okay, so I just cut a few of these little chunks and call it a day, and then I'll be on to the other stuff I've got to do today. So yeah, those trousers, I'm so stoked with them. The only thing is, with the 1 pair I'm wearing, today is they're quite short and they're designed to be worn like that. They're like a workwear, so I guess like kind of like a 1940s kind of style, where they wore their trousers shorter with boots underneath, so they're sort of like quite wide at the top and they taper down, but they're shorter than usual, but they're really, really nice. I think Matt will probably just laugh at me with them, but I think that was a bit out of focus there, sorry. Yeah, he'll say your trousers fell out with your shoes. That's what he'll say. This isn't quite focusing right. I don't know, maybe it is. So there's the apple on the top anyway, and then our teal and brown colours inside. So yeah, happy with this little soapy. It's very, very pretty. Loving that apple on the top, that's great. That was a good buy. That was like, I think I might have mentioned in a previous video, if I uploaded it, I can't remember. But I bought them from the range in the UK. Well, I get quite a lot of my bits and pieces from, because they're really good. They've always got odds and ends for like silicone moulds, paper stock and things like that. I love going in range because you can just find so many things that are a lot cheaper. Like the I've got a Sizzix a Sizzix cutter, like a die cutter, and to buy like paper stock and things like that, they're really expensive, and the dies, so I really like all the Tim Holtz stuff, but the prices are so ridiculous. So Range tend to have a lot of similar stuff in there, and I just buy from them for all my paper stock and cutting dies and embossing things and all that kind of stuff. So I like to have a good old play around in Range because you can just find so much. They got like so much home and wear. I get like my bowls for soap making in there. Like you in the States won't be able to get them, because I've been asked before, like, where do you get the clear bowls from? But it's from Range, but they haven't got them anymore. It's like, you know, it's one-offs, like you'll find them and then they won't have them anymore. So it's not like I can tell everybody go here and you'll find them. They're just like they're just part of the kitchen section, and you can get them probably any sort of like homeware store, you know, like just a plastic. Actually, I know you can get them online because I've searched for them. So just a plastic mixing bowl is what you should search for, or plastic spouted mixing bowl. So I'm having a good old ramble this morning. I've got my coffee. I'm on a diet. Well, not a diet actually. It's kind of, well, I'm on a calorie deficit. I seem to always be in a bloody calorie deficit, but I overstep the mark at the weekends when I eat too much cake, too much stuff like that. But this week I've started carb cycling again, which I find really works for me. So you'll have one day of higher fat and the next day of higher carbs. So you go high fat, low carb, and then high carb, low fat, and you alternate the days, and you'll find that the weight actually does start to come off pretty quickly. So that's what I'm doing, because I was getting a little bit chubby. Chubby! I don't like being chubby, so I thought I need to do something about myself, and I'll go back to something that I knew worked before for me, since I gave up my gym membership. See, this is the problem. I am getting exercise because, like I said, I walk the dog several times a day, and I do exercise at home, but I do eat the wrong foods if I don't keep myself in check. I'll eat like all the wrong food, and I love cakes and biscuits and baking at this time of the year. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I do like to bake, so it's lethal. If I bake something, then I'm going to eat it, so I need to stop doing that. Stick to my healthy eating. Okay, so I'm gonna like carb cycle. I've already lost, I think, 2 pounds this week, which is really good, and I'm on 1500 calories a day at the moment. But to make carb cycling optimize your weight loss is to have one day where you bump the calories right up. So still do the carb cycling whichever day, whether you're on high fat or low fat, a day, and then just up the calories to around 2,000, and it should boost the metabolism again. It's quite a science when you read all about this stuff, but yeah, carb cycling works for me because it doesn't feel like an actual diet. So yeah, I'm going to stick with it again this time and see what I do, because I know I can lose weight. I just need to cut out crisps, chocolate and cake, and I'll be fine. So let me bring over old Jim Nightshade. He's there, and I'll leave some pictures at the end of this so you can see, and I'll be back for the next one. Enjoy your cakes, badasses.